I'm going to show you a clip from a TV program back in 1991 called James Randi, Psychic Investigator. Now, James Randi was a friend of mine, and he was a wonderful mentor to our entire community. And this show is a little hokey, but it has a lot of really great information. The way he investigated psychic mediums during a TV show was a little rushed, I guess you should say. It was awkward because he would bring the psychics on, the audience would applaud, he would talk about what they were going to do, the psychic would fail, and then everybody would applaud, and the psychic would look at the audience going and make an excuse. So it was quite awkward. But I'm going to show you this 2-minute segment from the program. This is from 1991, and it is two women sitting in the audience. And he would do this often, where he'd bring people in who had experiences with the paranormal, if it was psychics or whatever else he was doing at that time. And then he gives them a quick interview. So the first woman you're going to see her name is Mary. She is a friend of a family whose loved one disappeared 5 years before. And then the other woman is a person whose son disappeared 2 years prior to this show in 1991. And then what we'll do is, after I show you the clip, we'll talk about what happened afterwards.
In our studio today is Mary Asprey, a longtime friend of the Lamplugh family, whose estate agent daughter, Suzy, disappeared 5 years ago. Mary, you've had quite a few connections with quite a few psychics over the years, haven't you?
I certainly have.
And have they helped you at all?
I think that in many ways they have helped.
Now, what is this suitcase we have here?
This suitcase, plus the suitcase behind me, is filled with letters from, I prefer to call people intuitive people that wrote to either the police or to the Lamplugh family, suggesting things that might have happened to Suzy Lamplugh. You have to remember that Suzy is missing. She's still missing. Nobody knows what happened. For Diana Lamplugh, and for myself, who was a friend, some of these letters gave us a new lead, a new idea, the police also a new thought.
I see.
And it has been extremely helpful.
I
What
see.
I have done is act as a buffer for the family, which I think has been very important, because although most of the psychics have been incredibly sensitive if they have phoned the family with information, and one thing I would ask them not to ever phone a family direct, try and speak to a friend, because it's very distressing. But one of the things I really feel one should sort of think is that don't dismiss anything.
And Christine Boxell is a different case altogether. I understand that your young son, Lee, vanished some 2 years ago. What have the psychics done for you, Christine?
I've been to many psychics, different mediums and clairvoyants. Some have told me that he's dead, and some has told me he's alive. It's really distressing when they tell me that he's dead, but you see, I've got to know one way or another,
of course,
where he is. I mean, we just, at the end of the day, just don't know where he is.
And Christine, have the psychics managed to find your son?
No.
They haven't.
No.
Well, I want to thank Mrs. Asprey and Mrs. Boxell for coming here tonight. I earnestly hope that these missing children can be found.
Interesting. So the first woman, she had a suitcase full of letters written to the family or to the police with tips. No, I take that back. She had two suitcases full of letters written by people who had wanted to help. Now, possibly they really do think that they had a tip, or they really wanted to help. I don't know if they thought they were going to get some kind of fame or that. I think they're probably, in most cases, well-meaning people who believe that they have some sort of intuition, psychic ability, had a dream, whatever. Is this helpful? Is this right for them to be able to reach out to a family and make them re-grieve, to make them hold on like this? I don't know. I cannot imagine being on that roller coaster. And Christine The second woman you saw, she talked about how many psychics. She says, I've gone to many, many psychics. Some tell me this, some tell me that. And each time it's painful. Every time they tell me he's dead, it's painful. I totally get it. Are these people helping? Did they solve any crimes? Have they helped in any way? Well, Mary went on, the first woman, she went on to create a foundation for missing people in the UK. And I want to show you her website. She recently died in 2001. And it's called Missing People. And from what I can understand, it is one of the first or only places where if you are missing somebody, or you are going to go missing yourself, in other words, you purposely say, I'm out of here, then this is a place that you can go to that will help give you direction, help at least let your family know that you haven't been abducted, that kind of thing. So there's I'm away or leaving, report a missing person. So then it has all these places. Now, this is just one of the organizations that track this kind of thing. And you'll be able to see there's lots of people who are missing. And there's just tons. I have no idea if it's helped anybody. I couldn't find anything really on there, but maybe there is. Our community, get help, that kind of thing. But if you type in the word psychic, here's what you get: 0 results. So either they're not condoning psychics, or they're not been helpful, or I don't know, but there is nothing on this website about psychics and, beware of them, or sometimes they do a great job. I'm not really sure. Let's quickly look and see what happened to the 2 different missing people that were missing since, ages ago. So the first one is Suzy Lamplugh. I really am sorry. She went missing in 1986. She was a 25-year-old house agent. She was showing a property to somebody in the city of London, I believe, and all sorts of things seem to have happened. Something with a BMW. This is an extensive Wikipedia page, and she is still missing. They've never found her body. They presume she's dead. A couple years after she went missing, even though it was in the daytime, and there was all sorts of people who saw things and saw the man she was with and so on, nobody has been able to find this woman. Her family has had her declared dead, I believe, and there was lots of clues because there was a name and there was description of the man. There was a car. They know where things happened. They found her car. They found her purse and so on. No finding of her body. So it makes you say, what good were these psychics to waste everybody's time? Because the police have to go through each of these leads and they have to investigate. They have to take it seriously because you never know. Apparently, it's possible a psychic could call in a tip, or somebody could call in a tip and say it was from a psychic because they don't want to get in, they don't want to be a part of it. They wanted to, who knows what's going through people's brains, but every lead has to be followed up. Police don't reach out to psychics. Psychics reach out to the police. And a lot of the times they give so many hits or so many tips that something will eventually stick. It's not something that's going to be obvious, like, they give a number, or they're located by water, or you're going to find them under a building, or these kinds of things. And the end result is wasted time when this family and the police need the time right away to take care of finding their person. So no, it's been 1986. Somebody do the math. That's been quite a while. 36 years. 36 years, I think. And they haven't found her body. They have found a person. They're pretty sure did it, murdered her. And the reason why they found this person is because he murdered another woman in very similar circumstances to what happened to Suzy. So if psychics really could have found Suzy right away, then the second woman probably would not have been murdered because he would have been in prison. He'd already been arrested. Helpful? I don't think so. Let's look at the second case. The young man who went missing in England. The mother who'd gone to multiple psychics. So this is an article from 2023. It's been 35 years. He was 15 years old. He's still missing. Not a clue. They don't know if he's abducted. They don't know if he died accidentally in some way that his body wasn't found. They don't know if he ran away and he is living a different life. They don't know. No sightings. The last confirmed sighting was around 2:20 p.m. 35 years ago. That's it. So what does that say? She's seen tons of psychics. Some tell her that he's alive. Some tell her he's dead. And 35 years later, this young man is still missing. He'd be in his 50s. Pretty sad. And I have a cat calling me. I see you. I'm getting called from beyond. If you find this kind of videos interesting, please subscribe, please like, please share, please comment. I have thought for years about the psychic detectives as being the lowest of the low. And I haven't had any reason to change my mind.